Senase Project is a nonprofit organization started by 7 semester at Sea Kids that we all had an amazing experience in this village called Senase, Ghana, and we decided to band together and do something about the problems that we saw.
We went to a village in Ghana and saw the conditions there, particularly in the education system, and we're all very passionate and very determined to make a difference.
The conditions at that school were almost unbelievable. You think of a school as a building. That's the core essential part of a school. They were in shacks that had, wood poles and a roof, and the rain was coming in from the side, so they'd have to stop instruction just for the rain.
There was no walls, the roof was leaking, chickens were running through the classrooms. Honestly, the kids can't concentrate in an environment like that, let alone learn.
The roof was leaking from all the torrential downpour. It just wasn't adequate for any of their needs. They had to even quit class just because it was raining.
These students, they would walk miles and miles to school. They would get there and they didn't even have the proper education system to work with once they're there. So there really wasn't an incentive, and yet they kept coming day after day after day to the school and trying to learn and making an effort.
Because of their isolation and their location, the government just completely forgot about them. They receive no funding, they have nothing to offer the kids, and it's just a completely heartbreaking situation. One of the biggest issues I saw was that these kids didn't have fun. Out of the thousands of photos we have literally thousands, there's not one kid smiling. And in order for it to be a friendly education environment, we need that to change.
The kids at the school we visited need way more than just our supply drop that we provided them with.
So they're getting all of the supplies channeled toward them in the cities, and these country schools that are out in rural areas are being forgotten. The teachers, as much passion as they had, they didn't have the education to be teachers that they needed to be up to par. And these students are they're fighting an uphill battle, but they're so passionate about what they're doing that the Senase Project could not help but want to help these children and help make a difference, because we have these resources that we can make a difference in their lives, so why wouldn't we jump in?
One thing I noticed was that the children, they were much more reserved than the kids in Senase. In Senase, the kids will run up to you, wave to you. If you take out your camera, they'll run up in crowds. But the children at the school, they were sitting there straight-faced. When we walked into the classroom, they would stand up to greet us, and then they would sit back down. And if we smiled and laughed at them, they wouldn't smile and laugh back.
Just because of the location of where they live, they're unable to have the education that other students 15 minutes up the road are able to achieve. So we plan to give these students a future and to give them the opportunity and the choice of how they want to live the rest of their life. The Senase Project aims to empower children through education. Whichever way we can do that, we want to provide training for the teachers, we want to provide a new school for these students, we want to give them the supplies that they need and they deserve.
The main goal, simplified, easiest put, we are going to instill hope back into the lives of these children. It's completely heartbreaking and sad that they grow up thinking this is normal life. They grow up thinking that, hey, if I don't feel like going to school today, I'm not going to go to school. And they think that's okay.
The Senase Project has several goals that they're looking at, both short-term and long-term. We're right now in the beginning stages. It's exciting with filing as a not-for-profit organization. And then the next step is the summer of 2012 to be sending a team of volunteers in to start the building of the school. And so having the construction going by the summer of 2012. Then from there we want to continue into more basic supplies that we might take for granted in the United States, like books, notebooks, pens, pencils, things like that, even uniforms for the students, because uniforms are such a landmark of the education system in other countries throughout the world that we would like to encourage that with them. So we as the Senase Project want to go in and build a school and remind them that even though the world is big, it's really small, and you can make a difference in someone's life just by taking the time to care.